all the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, fuck you. War.
Hey, what a great weekend. Here we are. We survived the hurricane. We have electricity, we have internet. So I'm back to talk shit, and for a good reason. Candace Owens quickly just released a deep dive into Black Lives Matter, and it's funny because being part of a local hip-hop scene in the state of the whitest state, one of the whitest states in the country, New Hampshire, where I came from originally, predominantly I'd say about 99.99.99999% of these producers, rappers, DJs, anybody involved with that, when Black Lives Matter came out, they were deep-throating that shit, shouting it out, doing the, I don't know, there was like a Black Panther Marvel movie, all this shit, they just went deep throat, complete deep throat on it. And if you were like me and from the get-go, from the onset, belittling it, knowing what it exactly was and doing a little bit of research into what their theories, their practical theories were, breaking up, not allowing the family unit to remain together. It's crazy. It's literally, it's again, one of those inversion tactics. Again, it's George Soros that is kind of captaining these movements, along with those Antifa, 80-pound Antifa guys with purple hair. But they accepted over $90 million in donations from retarded, guilty white people who went to college and think they're smarter than everybody, so they virtue signal with their college education money that they get. Okay, so at this point, knowing that they have bought mansions, have given $0 back to the black community, haven't built any parks, haven't done anything for education. They just basically went out and said Black Lives Matter, and a bunch of white people said, yeah, where do I pay? Where do I buy the ticket for this movie? You guys this ride, I should say, this train. You guys jumped on that train and you got driven right off the cliff. And now you should be humiliated because I know you, I saw you on your fucking Facebooks and on your social media shit posting about how you must be racist if you don't support Black Lives Matter. Well, you made the mistake of virtue signaling to the point of looking retarded. Like that's well beyond that. I just wanted to bring that up as a side. But more importantly, the most important thing in the world right now, in terms of what I think, in my personal opinion, is what is happening with the Biden administration and the Ukraine-Russian war. Quick fact, Donbass region is in eastern Ukraine. It is predominantly ethnic-speaking Russians. The western side of Ukraine is dick suck of the EU. They want to be part of Europe and be part of that, the NATO and all that. They want to be part of the cool people. Well, the problem is these things are formed basically to deter Russia from living their best life. This goes back to the Cold War. So Ukraine signed a treaty called the Minsk Agreement back in 2014, which promised to stop bombing the ethnic-speaking Russians in Ukraine. So Ukraine was bombing their own citizens because they spoke Russian. They're dirty Russians, right? They've killed, I may be misquoting, but at least 20,000 have been killed since this all started. So they murder their own people because they speak Russian. They don't like Russia. Russia said, don't fucking do that anymore. Ukraine agreed to it. They also said, do not join NATO. And they agreed to it. So both of these things are important because after the 2014 Minsk Agreement, M-I-N-S-K, the Ukrainian forces never stopped bombing the Donbass region. You don't know that because you don't fucking research. You just say, oh, Russia bad, Putin bad, on the news, I listen and I follow like a fucking idiot. You never did your research. This is like something that goes much deeper than what the news is telling you. It didn't just start when Putin did what he did in February. That's not when this started. And if you don't know that, you have absolutely no right to fucking run your mouth about it and put a fucking Ukraine flag behind you. Because you look like a fucking idiot, again, just like Black Lives Matter. You guys are hook, line, and sinker, some of the dumbest motherfuckers. You virtue signal to look good, and you look like fucking idiots to anybody who has any sense. But you continue doing your fantasy movies, your fantasy news, your fantasy truth. You think everything you hear is right, and you take it one level deep. You're as shallow as a fucking puddle after it rained for 2 seconds. That's who most of you are. And most of my friends aren't, but some of them are, and they know who I'm fucking talking to, because you're the ones that posted Black Lives Matter. Fuck Putin, fuck you, fucking Ukraine, we need to give them all of our money. Do you realize how much money we've given Ukraine in the past 6 months? Do you realize what this country personally is going through? Do you think it is a smart thing to do as a leader to basically funnel all of the American taxpayer money out to a foreign country who is, before this war, considered the most corrupt country in Europe, and I think it's like the 4th in the world? So that's not a fucking group of people I'm trying to give money to. If they have a beef with their fucking neighbor, way the fuck over there, that's their fucking beef with their fucking neighbor. Way the fuck over here. We have fucking problems. We have fucking problems. And yet they are not addressing them. They're actually, they are compiling and making it worse. They're just piling it on top of it, and they keep lying to us. It's Putin's fault. It's this guy's fault. It's because of this. It's because of COVID. It's because of Trump didn't leave us enough in this and that. All they do is make excuses. Whilst they continue to make mistakes. So at a certain point, praying. Some of you virtue signaling numbskulls, wake the fuck up and realize, yeah, I know you don't like Trump, he hurts your feelings, and he's yucky, and he's ugly, and he says mean things, and the news said to not like him. I hope you people at this point realize how vital it is. I know you have to hold your nose, but you need to vote red across the fucking board just so we can teach these fucking morons a lesson that they cannot run this country into the ground while we watch. And if you two watch and you help, I guess I have a fucking enemy I just met that I didn't realize. So let's get this shit together, people. We're running out of fucking time. November is the most important fucking month of this year. We gotta go get it.